All right, so let me help you understand the Tier 5 partnership by actually having a conversation with ChatGPT. If I start talking to you, can you keep track of the context in which we are talking about?
Yes, I can keep track of the context in which we are talking about. As a language model, I am able to understand and remember the content of previous conversations, which allows me to provide relevant and accurate responses to your questions and follow-up inquiries. If you have any specific questions or need further clarification on a topic, please don't hesitate to ask.
Great. I'm John Vaughn, the founder and CEO of the software development firm Tier5. We have more than 50 full-time salaried employees that work out of our main development HQ in Kolkata, India. My co-founder is my wife, friend, and lover, Ankita Nandi, a West Bengal, India native.
I'm glad to meet you, John. It sounds like you have a successful software development firm with a strong team of employees. Starting and running a business can be a challenging but rewarding experience. If you have any questions or need advice on any aspect of running a business, I'd be happy to try and help. Please don't hesitate to ask.
Well, I'm also into crypto and changed the business model of Tier 5 from selling software engineering services to building our own SaaS software and selling just access to our software on a subscription basis, and also created a software reseller model so that others can basically start their own SaaS company and build recurring revenue by selling our SaaS software to their customers. They pay a small partnership fee to be able to license for resell a number of accounts on one or many of our different SaaS software. We have about 28 SaaS software developed and owned by Tier 5. So now we generate revenue from direct users using our software and paying a monthly fee, and reseller partners who pay monthly or yearly fees to be able to resell our software to their customers. Our software resellers keep 100% of their sales revenue as their customers pay them directly, not like an affiliate model where their customers pay us and then after some time we pay them some commission. And our partner model, our partners pay us to license our software so that they can sell it to their customers, and their customers pay them directly, so they get to keep 100% of their sales revenue. Tier 5, however, does 100% of the tech and customer support. Do you understand our previous service-based model versus our current product-based model and how we generate revenue?
Yes, I understand your previous service-based business model and your current product-based business model. It sounds like you have transitioned from selling software engineering servers to building and selling access to your own SaaS software on a subscription basis. You have also created a software reseller model, in which other companies can license and resell your SaaS software to their own customers. While you continue to provide technical and customer support, your company generates revenue from direct users who pay a monthly fee to use your software, and from reseller partners who pay a fee to license your software for resale to their own customers. Is there anything else you would like to know about this business model or about running a software development company?
Yes, as I mentioned before, I love crypto and we want to create the first ever community owned and operated SaaS software engineering firm. We want to express this model in the blockchain and build a DAO, a software company that builds SaaS software assets where the SaaS software is owned by the community via a DAO. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, I understand your idea to create a community-owned and operated SaaS software engineering firm that is expressed in the blockchain through a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. A DAO is a type of decentralized organization that is run using smart contracts on a blockchain, and is governed by a set of rules that are encoded in the smart contracts. Members of the community can participate in the decision-making process by voting on proposals. And the smart contracts automatically execute the decisions that are reached through this voting process. It sounds like you are envisioning a new type of business model for your software company, in which the SaaS software assets are owned and governed by the community through a DAO. Is there anything else you would like to know about this idea or about creating a DAO?
Oh yes, so much more, and I'm going to query you to help me with sales content, contract creation, ads, and maybe even logic and legal templates to help me streamline the creation and execution of this, which is the Tier 5 partnership.
I'd be happy to help you with sales content, contract creation, ads, and any other aspects of creating and launching your Tier 5 partnership. It will be helpful if you can provide more specific details about what you are looking for and what you hope to achieve with your Tier 5 partnership. For example, are you looking for guidance on how to structure the partnership, how to attract potential partners, or how to negotiate and execute contracts with partners? Also, it's important to keep in mind that I am an AI language model and do not have access to legal or financial expertise. While I can provide general guidance and information on these topics, it's always a good idea to consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice and assistance.
Yes, I will also consult with the professionals, although I'm sure you're just as smart and many magnitudes smarter without much bias other than information bias.
Thank you for your kind words. As an AI language model, I do not have personal biases or experiences that might influence my responses. However, I do rely on the information that has been fed into me during my training, so my responses may be limited to the knowledge and perspectives that are represented in my training data. While I can provide general guidance and information on various topics, it's always a good idea to seek out multiple sources of information and to consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice and assistance. It's important to carefully consider the information you receive and to make decisions that are in the best interests of your business and your stakeholders.
Great. In the Tier 5 partnership, we have several concepts we need to understand and explain so that even children can understand them. One is OCI. OCI is inflated operating cost. It's a number that is described by a function that is our current operating cost plus some covariant for historic growth rate, inflation, and risk expanded over some time period. So it describes the maximum monthly operating cost we would need for a given month at the end of that production period. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, I understand your description of OCI as an inflated operating cost that is calculated based on your current operating cost, a covariant for historic growth rate, inflation, and risk. And a time period. It sounds like OCI represents the maximum monthly operating cost that your business would need at the end of a given production period. It might be helpful to provide some examples or further clarification on how the function that calculates OCI is constructed. For example, how do you determine the values for the current operating cost, the covariant for historic growth rate, inflation and risk, and the time period? How do these factors contribute to the overall calculation of OCI? Understanding the details of the function that calculates OCI can help people to better understand the concept and how it is used in your business.
We know our current operating cost as we are currently operating and pay that cost. The historic growth rate we know because we started in 2016 and we can just look at each month's operating costs from when we started till now and how our operating costs have grown. so we can derive our historic growth rate. Inflation, we look at the published inflation. Risk is just based on a feeling of how likely we think, based on current revenue and churn, we will still have actual revenue at or above OCI.
I see. So it sounds like you are using a combination of historical data on your operating costs and external factors such as published inflation and your assessment of risk to calculate OCI. This can help you to forecast your future operating costs and ensure that you have sufficient resources to meet. I see. So it sounds like you are using a combination of historical data on your operating costs and external factors such as published inflation and your assessment of risk to calculate OCI. This can help you to forecast your future operating costs and ensure that you have sufficient resources to meet those costs. It's important to keep in mind that forecasting is an uncertain process, and there may be unexpected events or changes in market conditions that could affect your operating costs. It's a good idea to regularly review and update your forecast to reflect any changes in your business or the external environment.
Yes, so do you understand the concept of OCI?
Yes, I understand the concept of OCI as an inflated operating cost that is calculated based on your current operating cost, a covariant for historic growth rate, inflation, and risk, and a time period. It sounds like OCI represents the maximum monthly operating cost that your business would need at the end of a given production period, and is used as a forecasting tool to help ensure that you have sufficient resources to meet your future operating costs. Does this accurately capture the concept of OCI as you have described it?
Yes, it does. That is a good AI.
I'm glad to hear that I have accurately understood the concept of OCI. If you have any further questions or need additional guidance on this or any other topic, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help.
We also have other concepts we need to understand. Those are how we label our SaaS software products. We call our SaaS software products that we build either software products, SaaS software assets, or software ATMs, sometimes just ATMs. We label our software products as CAP, MAP, and JV.
I see. It sounds like you have a system for labeling your SaaS software products as either software products, software assets, or software ATMs, and that you use specific terms like CAP, MAP, and JV to classify and differentiate your software products. Can you provide more information on what these terms mean and how they are used in your business? Understanding the specific meaning and use of these terms can help to clarify their role and significance in your business.
Yes, of course. A CAP product is a customer acquisition product. From the Tier 5 partnership perspective, it is a software that is meant for us to easily acquire customers from. It does not generate distributable revenue, and from the Tier 5 partnership perspective, its goal is not to generate revenue, although it does generate revenue in the terms of partnership fees, meaning partners pay partnership fees to be able to license the software and sell it to their customers, but it does not generate distributable revenue. From the Tier 5 partners' perspective, it's meant for them to directly monetize and make money from, meaning they sell the software to their customers for their price point and their offer. Their customers pay them directly, and they keep 100% of that money. Their customers also become our customer using our software, although they are not paying us directly, they are paying our partner, but that customer may buy another one of our softwares, including one of our MAP or JV software products. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, I understand that a CAP product is a customer acquisition product that is used by the Tier 5 partnership to easily acquire customers, and that it does not generate distributable revenue from the perspective of the Tier 5 partnership. However, it does generate revenue in the form of partnership fees paid by partners who license the software for resale to their own customers. These partners are able to monetize the software by selling it to their customers at their own price point and keeping 100% of the sales revenue. Customers who purchase a CAP product from a partner become Tier 5 customers, although they are not paying Tier 5 directly, and may also purchase other software products from Tier 5, including MAP or JV products. Is this correct?
Correct. A MAP product is a money acquisition product. Its main function is to generate revenue/money for the Tier 5 partnership. A portion of that revenue, including all of it, considering that all OCI is already accounted for from partnership fees, is distributable revenue that is shared with the partners in the partnership. All sales of MAP software are done through Tier 5 and not resellers, meaning any user of a MAP software is paying Tier 5 directly to use that software. That's why we call it a money acquisition product, as it generates us money since resellers aren't getting paid directly when people buy it. Tier 5 is. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand that a MAP product is a money acquisition product that is designed to generate revenue for the Tier 5 partnership, and that a portion of this revenue is distributable and shared with partners in the partnership. You also mentioned that all sales of MAP software are done directly through Tier 5, rather than through resellers, and that users of MAP software pay Tier 5 directly to use the software. This means that MAP products are a source of direct revenue for Tier 5, as opposed to CAP products, which generate revenue through partnership fees paid by resellers. Is this correct?
Yes, that is correct. A JV product is a joint venture product. It's a product with special terms where it was maybe built by Tier 5 in exchange for partnership fees paid to Tier 5, but is not owned by the Tier 5 partnership fully or even at all. Outside of partnership fees paid to Tier 5 to build that JV software asset, the Tier 5 partnership may get some other benefits from that JV software, whereas it may generate some revenue paid to Tier 5, or Tier 5 partners may get access or discounted access to use that software. But all payments outside of payments made by the JV partner to buy a development service from Tier 5 to build that software are paid directly to the JV partner and the agreement with the JV partner. It may or may not generate distributable revenue for the Tier 5 partnership. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand that a JV product is a joint venture product that is built by the Tier 5 partnership in exchange for partnership fees, but may not be fully or even partially owned by the Tier 5 partnership. You mentioned that in addition to partnership fees, the Tier 5 partnership may receive other benefits from a JV product, such as revenue or discounted access to use the software. However, all payments outside of the partnership fees paid to Tier 5 for development services are paid directly to the JV partner, as agreed upon in the joint venture agreement. It's possible that a JV product may generate distributable revenue for the Tier 5 partnership, but this will depend on the specific terms of the joint venture agreement. Is this correct?
Yes. So far you understand the concepts of OCI and the difference between MAP, CAP, and JV products, right?
Yes, I understand the concept of OCI as an inflated operating cost that is used as a forecasting tool to help ensure that your business has sufficient resources to meet future operating costs, and the differences between MAP, CAP, and JV products in terms of their purpose, revenue generation, and ownership. If you have any further questions or need additional clarification on these concepts, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help.
What do you think about our business model so far?
As an AI language model, I do not have personal opinions or biases, and my responses are based on the information that has been fed into me during my training. It sounds like your business has successfully transitioned from a service-based model to a product-based model by building and selling access to your own SaaS software on a subscription basis. You have also created a software reseller model that allows other companies to license and resell your SaaS software to their own customers. While you continue to provide technical and customer support, your company generates revenue from direct users who pay a monthly fee to use your software, and from reseller partners who pay a fee to license your software for resale to their own customers. This is a common business model for software companies, and it can be a successful way to build and monetize a software product. However, it's important to carefully consider the needs and preferences of your target market, as well as the competitive landscape and any regulatory or legal considerations, in order to maximize the chances of success for your business.
Don't forget about the blockchain and the DAO we want to build to express this business model and create the first ever community-owned and operated SaaS software company.
Yes. I apologize for forgetting to mention the plan to build a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, on the blockchain to express your business model and create the first ever community-owned and operated SaaS software company. A DAO is a type of decentralized organization that is run using smart contracts on a blockchain, and is governed by a set of rules that are encoded in the smart contracts. Members of the community can participate in the decision-making process by voting on proposals, and the smart contracts automatically execute the decisions that are reached through this voting process. Building a DAO can be a complex and challenging process, and it's important to carefully consider the design and structure of the DAO, as well as any regulatory or legal considerations, in order to maximize its chances of success. If you have any specific questions or need further guidance on building a DAO, please don't hesitate to ask.
Do you want to know more?